this goes beyond video games and entertainment, but it has to do with the internet. I've only heard this guy's name on the periphery, Nick Fuentes. Can anybody give me a rundown on who this guy is?
Oh boy.
I don't know if we can.
I would say he's far right. I would say
he's
far right. I think it's fair, accurate characterization. He's kind of
a troll in reality.
Really troll. He's hard to pin down because he says so much outlandish shit deliberately.
Yeah. I think he's funny.
He's been kind of deplatformed by several platforms. I don't think does YouTube allow him to post?
No.
Okay.
People get banned for having him on their shit, on their content.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah. That's why Sneako's not on YouTube.
So he's super political. I mean, I'm just looking at this post.
He led a movement called the America First movement, and a lot of people were kind of championing that. It was really about Christianity and bringing about tradition to America and putting America first. And then things kind of started to unravel. He started hosting events, and it got weird because he was getting everyone's information. And then, of course, the big event in America happened in January. And he was maybe or maybe not telling people to go into the Capitol, but he somehow got out scot-free compared to a lot of other people. Yeah, and so there's a lot of is he kind of, psyoping or what it is? But he's an interesting character. He's a bit of a lol cow in my opinion as well. Yeah. But he's a whole package.
He knows how to go viral.
For me, it goes beyond the January 6th thing. I do think he flirts a bit with some things, just shake something within my stomach, or he'll do the salute. He's just a bit too Candace Owens. I don't think is in the same category as him. I think he toys with that space where I just won't go. That's just me.
See, he's an agitator and whatever. That's fine, but I find more of his his behind the scenes things interesting. Again, how are you the one person on camera that's like, go do this, and then somehow you're fine and you're not the one in jail, but everyone else is still in prison for this? And also some of the interesting things with people that were in the America First movement. Those of you who watch a little more of the internet blood sports know about the cum hunting and all that kind of stuff. I won't get into that.
Didn't know about
there's
that.
some stuff.
Didn't
it's
know
a little
that.
sussy. People think that he may or may not be very gay.
Oh, I do know about that. Yeah. But I didn't know about cum hunting. I'd never heard of that.
I've never heard of that.
What a phrase.
All right. Well, with that said,
it's a big rabbit hole. I can't summarize this man in 5 seconds.
Okay. Well, with that said, last night, apparently somebody went to his house and tried to kill him. He has video from his front door cam, and he says, this is courtesy of his ex account, says, the killer parked his car in front of my house and approached my door with his pistol drawn and what appears to be a crossbow. I was live streaming at the time. He rings the doorbell, tries the doorknob, and yells, "Yo, Nick." So here is this. This is the guy walking up with crossbow in hand. Gun. I don't even know if I can show this on YouTube.
I don't know if you can either, to be honest, but...
Okay. Anyways, he goes up and he's looking inside the house and knocking on the door politely. I'm just to be honest, if you're going to go kill someone, are you going to knock on the door politely?
He already killed 3 people right before that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This guy did?
Oh, the day before he went. Yeah, there's unfortunately a lot that happened with that. But he was in other parts of Illinois, and he did kill 3 people. And then, sadly, right after that incident, 2 dogs also died in Nick's neighbor's house. So it's a really awful situation.
What?
That's why his tweet says the killer. I'm like, but bro, you're still alive. How can he be the killer if you're still here?
No, he went and killed
people.
3 people, 2 dogs.
Jesus.
Really awful situation.
Okay, but I think... Go ahead, yes.
If the plan was to just outright shoot him in the doorway, it makes sense to actually just knock the door as if you're a regular visitor. But why the fuck would you also have a crossbow?
That's the crazy part.
Pick one or the other, man.
And they said he had an incendiary device as well.
Yeah.
Apparently, I forgot about that.
But I think this brings up to a larger conversation about doxing, right? And I think this is something that everybody here works online in some way, shape, or form. And I think it'd be ignorant to say that it's like everybody can find everybody's information if they really, really want to, right? It's just a matter of then taking that information and then putting it online, right? And the idea of why doxing is such a negative thing. And this guy, like, I don't know Nick Fuentes from whoever, right? If he walked by me, I would have no idea who he is. But he clearly has rubbed some people the wrong way, rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, to the point to where somebody's going to walk up to his front door and try to kill him. When it comes to and that guy had to have got his information somehow, right? Whether it's from doxing or whatever. I've said this many times. I don't think this is a controversial statement at all. I think that doxing should be extremely punishable. I don't know what that punishment looks like, but it should be a highly punishable offense because you're literally endangering people. I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Is doxing just a fact of life of working on the internet?
If you're posting it intentionally, trying to trigger a response similar to swatting, we obviously know, okay, yeah, that should be, yeah. If you're doing it in that kind of manner, where you're doing it to get someone to respond to the physical location, and you're not just accidentally leaking, I mean, it goes to the motive.
Yeah. Should be like assault if that's the motive.
What do you guys think the punishment for doxing should be?
I think it depends on the situation. I don't think it's like a one rule fits all.
No, I think
because, like, let's be real. Some people claim they're doxxed when the information's already out there. There's other people who actually are doxxed. So I feel like it's like a case by case situation.
If you post it, then you're doxxed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If it happens accidentally, then obviously nothing. But
has anybody been doxxed before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one will fuck with me because I have face tattoos and I'm black, so they don't even.
I remember on my show I was talking about, like, I never leaked my location, but I would have camera angles pointing out the window, and people would look at buildings and triangulate my position, based on the scenery around my house, and they would figure out what street I was on.
That's why I don't stream outside.
And they would share that in the comments, and then it's just like, is that doxing? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Flag.
That happened to me once when I was we rented an Airbnb to do some kind of event, and somebody figured out we stood on the front porch for like 12 seconds just to show the place, and they're like, "Oh, they're here." I blocked that person, and I don't do anything like remotely like that anymore. I'm just like, forget it. You find me, but I ain't telling you anything about me. I just keep a wall. There's no windows or anything in here.
I'll tell you a quick one. I did an interview with the Free Press that they didn't end up doing anything with. Thank goodness. We started to film it in this room. They didn't like the lighting or whatnot, so we went outside, and they insisted they had this professional cinematographer, and they insisted on doing it in the driveway right in front of my house. And they're like, "Oh, I promise the address won't be in focus or anything. We won't dox or anything." I was so stupid at the time. This was months ago. Someone could have easily, like what you were just described, because we have Google Earth now. We can see that someone could have easily figured it out. And so it was dumb of me, but.
And Google Earth has that like setting where it's called like archives or history, where you can see previous things on that specific location. So like a building that existed 20 years ago is no longer there, but you can still see it if you go back to like 2002.
Jeez,
wild.
Well, the one thing about Texas, and I'm proud to be a Texan, is that if somebody comes up on your property, you have the right to defend yourself.
Sure do.
And I know people who have made the argument that privacy should no longer be a thing because that's just the way technology is going. And I just cannot subscribe to that idea at all.
I don't agree.
People are too crazy to trust with that kind of power. Like, seriously, look what just happened to this dude. It could happen to anybody. Oh, you said something I didn't like. There are a lot of unhinged people out there. That's
a lady went to his house like a couple of weeks ago, and he maced her and pushed her down the stairs.
Right.
So I was going to mention that. So the whole reason he got doxxed to begin with, why this is blown up, is because he said "your body, your choice," which is like whether you
said
disagree,
"your body, my choice."
Or your body, my choice. Sorry, that's what I meant. Your body, my choice. Yeah. And because he said that statement, a bunch of women got up in arms, and then they doxed him, and they were all running with this. So like they put him in danger over an opinion, which to me is just never okay. Like, you're allowed to have whatever opinion you want. I don't care if I like it or I don't like it. You don't go to someone's house then after that, dox them, and then put them in a situation where they're in complete danger.
Yep.
Right? And like, look at the result of that. Now somebody came to his house, then killed his neighbor's 2 dogs over this because you didn't like a sentence
He
that
didn't
he
even.
said.
Nothing happened to him.
Well, nothing
Man.
should have happened to him either.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you
yeah.
missed your entire target by trying to dox him. You killed 2 dogs. You got 2 dogs killed. He's fine.
That's like, I think that's one of the differences between, you know, obviously everybody here on the show, we're passionate about our things, but we're certainly not going to put anybody else's information out there, and we're certainly not going to show up at their house, right? Ever, you know, like what kind of
Hell no.
crazy psycho do you have to be to show up at somebody's house? It's like, yo, dude, it's the internet, you know? Yeah, right. Well, look, whether you agree with him or not, that should never happen. Somebody shouldn't walk up to your doorstep with a gun.
Especially over a clear joke, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, it was obviously a joke. So you're literally doxing this man because you don't like that he made an offensive joke.
I thought it was a funny joke, too, because it was Kamala was running on abortion. So they were saying, my body, my choice. And he just said, oh, Trump won, so I guess it's your body, my choice. It was just a flip of Trump winning. And people took it like, oh, he's trying to do all this extra shit, which he has joked about. But that wasn't that joke.
Warren?
How did the guy die? Do we know? Did the police?
He got killed by
respond?
cops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So what?
He shot at the cops. The cops shot him.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez, that's a big part of the story.
Was this a death by suicide thing, or was this a
That's
suicide by cop?
Probably
suicide by cop? Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah. Okay. So, and do we know anything about the guy itself? The guy who knocked on the door, like the guy who died? Other than
some people are saying he wasn't even targeting Nick. They're saying that he was just looking for somewhere to run. Saw that house, went to it, even though he parked the car in front of his house. Like, people are making the argument that it was just a random house he picked.
Didn't he say his name in the
said his name?
But they're saying that he looked at the mailbox and was like, whose house can I go in? And just yelled Nick. But I think he was going there for Nick.
Yeah.
That'd be a crazy coincidence.
It would be.
It
would be. Just happens to be a Nick house after he gets
there was a
doxed.
bunch of packages at the door, so he could have seen the names on the packages.
Yeah.
Said names, so.
I mean,
If
maybe
he killed 3 people just to go to Nick Fuentes, that's crazy to me.
Right. And he killed.
It being him, though.
Yeah. But I do think this speaks to a larger societal issue. You know, you talk about, we make our living online, and but there's a lot of people who live online. They're perpetually online. They never go outside. They get so wrapped up in these bubbles, and then ultimately they make really, really bad decisions. And this is a bad decision that not only ended the life of 3 people, but also the guy who killed those people. It's like, dude, what are we doing? You know, I think this goes back to what are we doing in society? You know, it's
dude. I would ask this question. It seems there does seem to be an increase in violence, and I keep wondering, is this linked to Luigi? Because now everyone's like, oh, can I go be this martyr? Can I gain notoriety by taking out someone hates? They're seeing how he's being treated. He's become this celebrity. It's going to tempt people. Some people will be tempted by that.
Absolutely.
I agree.
He's so hot. He's so hot, though. And that's okay. He has abs.
How
So
many
that's
glorified
okay.
killers?
Didn't they say the same thing about Ted Bundy back in the day?
Yeah.
And now it's like,
Man,
Women
that gets,
loved him.
okay, that gets into an entire, like, there's this entire subculture of women who are like obsessed with mass murders, right?
Charles Manson had like wives in jail. Like they would come see him. I don't get it.
Kay, you strike me as somebody who'd be obsessed with a mass murder.
What? Why? Because I'm getting married to a guy with blue eyes? Is that why?
Blonde hair, blue eyes. Let's go.
Right? No, that phenomenon is just so strange to me. The like obsession over like, oh, but he's a bad boy. I want to be with a guy that's killed. Like, what? What are you saying, lady? That's crazy to me.
Don't knock it till you try it.